What is up, guys? Welcome back, Switch Life Garage. Your boy KT as always, man. Today I'm actually working on something a little unexpected. Yesterday I hop in the truck, I try to turn on some music, there is no bass, man. I'm scrambling around trying to figure out what is going on. Notice one of the amplifiers is not on. I'm pretty sure that's the amplifier that is used for the subwoofer. You know, I haven't really familiarized myself on what I'm using, on what I'm working with. I really bought this truck a couple months ago and just did a whole lot of suspension work and drivetrain work. You guys know I already ran through that stuff, but I haven't ran through the interior, I haven't ran through the motor, transmission, stuff like that. What I'm thinking is I blew my amp because I was jamming some FPG duct for probably an hour and just, you know, nothing but bass. If you're jamming duct, you gotta be slamming on that bass, right? So I'm pretty sure I blew out my amp because I did some research. Come to find out, the amp only has 250 up to 300 watts of power, and most likely I'm using a 12-inch subwoofer that has up to 500 watts RMS. So if I was jamming, you know, hard on 250, 300 watts, pretty sure I blew out the amp. But that's what we're going to find out today. At least they'll let me know what I'm working with, and possibly in the future upgrading the sound system as well. So let's go ahead and dig right in and see what's going on with it. Alright, there she is, looking good, like a big old whale. Let's go ahead and take a look what we got in here. So right now we do have a broken door handle, but some sort of speakers, I'm guessing, because it does have a tweeter up here, unless every F-150 comes with a tweeter, but I doubt it. But there is a tweeter right there, and there's a tweeter up on that A-pillar as well. And now the head unit right here, it's pretty old. I know this whole sound system is pretty old in the truck. It's probably from back in 03, to be quite honest. Probably was banging back then, but this is an Eclipse AVN 6610. I have not done a research, like Google research on it, but I know I want to get it changed out. In the back here, got some tweeters here, which again, I doubt this came stock, and I'm pretty sure there's going to be some sort of speakers in here. One of the tweeters does have a name brand on the other side. We'll take a look at that. Do have some screens back here, which I haven't figured out how to work. Also, if you guys already know, I know this is a JL box in here. It's the Stealth box. And just a quick Google search on it, it says it uses a 12-inch 500 RMS sub. I'm pretty sure they haven't changed out the sub on it, so I'm thinking it's the same one that is in there. And then we put the seat back here. And this is the amplifier that is not turning on. This is a Rockford Fosgate P602. I did a Google search on that. Again, it's like 250 up to 300 watt. And there seems to be like some equalizers underneath the seat here. MP or MB Quart. Then on this other side, let me see what that name brand is. MB Quart. I never heard of it, but I guess that's what they got. I do have another Rockford Fosgate amp here. I'm thinking this is for the speakers. If that one's working, I'm not going to change it out for now. I do see the light come on as far as for on the face of the amplifier, so that's how I figured out the other one was not on. But in order to figure all this out, I'm gonna have to take out these rear seat. I'm gonna have to take off the center console, take off the rear plastic. It's a little bit annoying, but you know, I don't think it'll take too much time. We'll go ahead and get started on this.
Chuki got the sauce, man.
Hey guys, so I got everything out of here. Now I could completely see what I'm working with. I did realize the amplifier over here on this side is a different amp. That's going to be the P804. It's a 4-channel amp. Puts out about max 400 RMS. The speakers are hooked up to it. That's going to be for the front and the rears. One other thing, I do have a Stinger capacitor. I need to go ahead and make that ground a little bit better. It doesn't look like it's making a complete contact. On the sides, I don't know if you guys can see it here. On the side there is a crossover, another MB Quart crossover for the rear speakers and tweeters. And then you can see the power wire which runs on the driver's side. Also the radio, the inputs right here, they're going to be running on the passenger side. The main thing I was wanting to look at is this amplifier right here. I put in some new fuses because they were blown. Hook everything back up and it just blew the fuses again. So I'm pretty sure it can be fixed, but again, you know, it's underpowered. It's underpowering the sub, so I do need to go ahead and get a different amp. It's pretty heavy and pretty outdated. All the stuff in here is a little bit outdated. Not a little bit, but quite a bit. Took out the door panel real quick just to see what type of speakers I'm working with here. It looks like the MB Quart 6 3/4 speakers along with the tweeter there. I didn't want to take it completely off. You see all the dynamat that is on the door here, so it's helping with the sound on it. It's not the most professionally installed, if you guys could see these screws and stuff. I just wanted to take it off real quick, see what it has. For sure I'm going to be stepping it up whenever I do have the additional funds to put into the truck. At least the truck came with some type of sound system. That's pretty nice. And if you guys look for the stealth box, I don't even know if they sell it anymore, but that is pretty pricey along with the sub itself. Here's the seats right there off to the side, the center console casing, and then we have the subwoofer right here. Again, this is a JL box. It's one of the stealth boxes that they sell for this truck. I'm not trying to flip it over right now, but there is a JL 12. It's a 500 RMS sub. It's the 12 3WV3-2, I believe. You just see it right there. One of the things I would most likely get rid of is the capacitor. Right now it's acting like a distribution block for the ground, for the amps, then powering 2 amps. You know, really capacitors aren't needed. That's something you guys could go ahead and look into, but you don't need a capacitor. I already moved the ground wire. See, it was just like right here, drilled right through the floor of the car, and I just got a razor blade. I felt there was a bolt over here. There's a bolt on this other side, but I just dug it up and it happened to be the right size. There was no paint underneath. It was nice shiny metal. I have no doubt in my mind this is going to be a lot better ground than what was previously over here. That was just pretty ghetto. Where the amplifier was at, they just drilled right through the metal, the body of the truck. So there are holes on the other side. I'll show you guys right now, but I just grabbed some of the sound deadening and just rolled it up into a ball and put it into those holes so I don't get any water coming into the truck. There's another one right here. So there's 3 holes in total. And then if we look on this other side, I'm not sure how that comes out on camera, but it'll be like right around in that section. But it's just not really looking good. I'm pretty sure you guys don't want someone just drilling holes into the body of your car. Luckily it's not seen by many people, you know, only I will know about it and you guys as well. You know, I have no doubt in my mind that this rubber sound deadening type of tar stuff is going to stop any water to come in. Another thing that I did is I took out the wire for the bass knob, so it just ran across here, took out the additional paneling on the floor, and then on the driver's side took out the paneling right there. If you guys remember, I did have a bass knob up here and it was kind of ghetto. Took that out, and I don't want the bass knob to be right here. I don't want someone just look in and see that, you know, there's a bass knob. So most likely there's gonna be a subwoofer in the truck. Here's the bass knob that was in there. Kind of ghetto, just glued in there. Just take off this panel. It's cheaply kind of glued on there. And for now, I'm just going to clean up the glue. I'm going to try to do the best that I can. In a later video, I'll show you guys exactly how to clean up these holes and still make it look stock like it was never there. This is a Rockford Fosgate 500 watt, 1 channel, 2 ohm. At 4 ohms, it's, I believe, like 350 watts, RMS that is. And then of course came with the bass knob. It does have the clean out and the clean in, so you can set your gains and not blow your subwoofer or your amp. Also has the wiring for the high level input. If you want to check the review unboxing video out, I am going to have another video on that. But for now, I'm going to get started and set the bass knob where I want it. It was a little bit more work than expected, but I did get the wire through here off of the side, and then it crosses over underneath the seat where it goes to the vent. I don't know if you guys could see it. The wire right there by the vent runs underneath the seat onto the side of the driver. What I'm gonna do is buy some Velcro and just double side Velcro. Just put it onto the driver's side seat belt, just so it could low-key mess with the bass and you know, not have it where it was previous up on the top there by the radio. So this is going to be a little bit nicer to me and a little bit easier to control. Now we're going to go ahead and test the amplifier. I'm going to wire it up. Now that everything works, I'm going to get back onto putting the panels back together. I'm going to take the subwoofer back out and then work on this rear panel. And of course, I'm going to be cleaning up the panels just as we have them out. Just make sure everything is nice and clean when it's being installed. Alright guys, so I guess I was not recording, but you know, I was working on these plastic panels. I noticed they had a broken tab on here. The other piece of the tab was on the truck, so just took that off, and then I plastic welded it with the soldering iron. I used the soldering iron with the flat tip here. If you guys watched the other video where I fixed the hole on the dash panel, you'll pretty much see the technique that I use. But there we have it. You're not going to see it because the seatbelt is going to be in the way, so you're not going to see the little bit of welding there. Went a little deep, pretty much all the way in, halfway on each side, so pretty much makes a full solid weld on there. And you know, they're not going to have any pressure, what have you, on it, but as long as I have the tab on here, it's a complete piece, and it looks pretty good if you ask me. Here's the amplifier. I have it all wired up. I'm going to be using a hole that they already made for the wiring, and this amplifier is smaller than the other one, and as I showed you guys, they drilled through the cab of the truck. What I'm gonna do, because right now I don't have an amplifier rack, is I'm gonna put some Velcro back here on the back of it just to hold the amplifier in place. Also as well is most likely I'm gonna put some foam in here once I have all the panels on, so it doesn't move around and short anything out. Here's the Velcro that I'm gonna be using. It's a pretty big strip, and I'm just going to need the side that goes onto the carpet, since, you know, it's obviously going onto the carpet there. Alright, so everything is good to go as far as for the wiring, the amplifier, and so now ready to put the rear back piece back on and just put all the little clips and screws, what have you. Okay, so here's the final installation. The bass knob right there, bass control, and with the Velcro on there. I don't really plan to take it off from where it's on, but if I do and the Velcro starts to come off, as in like the double side, I'm just going to wrap the Velcro part on the seatbelt all the way around, so you can't just tear off a section of it. But that's how it is right there. And then fix the panel so it looks pretty good on there. Then back here we got the center console fully on, covering the box, the sub. And then you guys heard it as well, but there it is, just a little bit of a storage that you could use. Then back here it looks a lot nicer. See how much room gained in there. And to be honest, I didn't even put that foam in there, and it's been staying on where it's at on the back of the panel.